Farmers of Minnesota's largest exporter are expressing concern after China proposed a 25% tariff on soybeans.
Today, soybean futures took a sharp decline on the Chicago Board of Trade. They fell 40 cents a bushel, or about 2%. Soybean futures are up 10% from 1 year ago. Still, Minnesota farmers are worried about a trade war with the largest consumer of U.S. soybeans. Here's our Jennifer Merrily.
Right now, farm economy is really struggling. Farm incomes are down some 50% since 2013.
The proposed 25% tariff on soybeans to China is another challenge facing an already tight farming economy, says Michael Pettifish. The board president of the Minnesota Soybean Farmers Association is also a soybean farmer.
We have a good thing going for right now with ag products. We need to sell soybeans to China. China needs to buy our soybeans, and so leave it alone.
He says if states export less, it would also affect the price in this country.
If there's not an export market for that grain, they're not going to pay as much locally. Well, if that means there's more soybeans locally, then other end users don't have to pay as much, and so you start getting the local price depressed.
It's a fear felt by many Minnesota soybean farmers.
Initially, it's scary.
Farmer Cole Trebush says the trickle down of a tariff could affect the sustainability of rural parts of the state.
Soybeans in Minnesota creates a lot of jobs. It's Minnesota's biggest export.
Chinese tariffs won't take effect immediately. Farmers here hope that by the next soybean harvest, the two countries will have ended what the farmers are calling a game of chicken.
You know, we don't feel you can balance a trade deficit on the backs of farmers. Our hope is that cooler heads prevail.
All right, today the president tweeted in part, "We are not in a trade war with China. That war was lost many years ago by the foolish, incompetent people who represented the U.S." His press secretary said it would be a few months before tariffs on either side go into effect, and they're hopeful China will do the right thing. Minnesota is the fourth leading exporter of soybeans.
Jennifer Merrily live in the newsroom.